Here's what's interesting about this industry, and I've been involved in this now for 35, 40 years, the whole fitness side, how the body moves, how to swing a club, injuries and all that. What's interesting right now, for a long time, it's been kind of pretty typical across the industry that the way to create speed is restrict your hip turn, big coil, fire your hips, hold it back, all this coil and tension and all that. Well, to some degree, that is one way to generate speed and force. But that became kind of the accepted goal for everybody. This X factor, separation, all these kinds of things. Restrict your hips, kick your, I mean, all this, which I went through that. In my opinion, it's a lot of wasted time, it's a potential injury, and it's not the most efficient way to do it. However, that's where the industry's been. Now, all of a sudden here in the last year or few months, you're seeing, and I watch everybody out there what they teach. And like I say, there's a lot of ways to swing a golf club, so it's up to you to decide which way you want to go. Try 2 or 3 ways, but here's what I've seen. All of a sudden, one group comes up with the swing for the ages. Wait a minute. The swing for the ages, by the way, what Tiger's doing right now, I'm not so sure, in fact, I am pretty sure that that swing for the ages, that they're talking that this is only for old people or somebody who can't move anymore, from an efficiency and even from a power perspective done correctly, just might be the best way to do it. Because it's more duplicatable, it's less stress on your body. So this whole swing for the ages things is almost like people are trying to semi-transition into, we got to get away from this because it's hurting people, but we kind of want to get into it easily and show it towards older people. I'll tell you what, the swing for the ages and what those people are trying to do is what you should be teaching your youth to do. Now, another group that's out there, and they're talking a lot about, okay, so what's Tiger doing now? I mean, you know, watch this practice swing this week, and now he's got this long, a little across the line, and his left foot's lifting up off the ground a little bit, and now he's turning his hips a lot more. Here's what's interesting about Tiger. Tiger's made some comments. One, he got away from mechanical, and he started to listen to his body, and he had to figure out how he could swing and how he could make the club move without hurting himself. So he went away from the technical stuff, which is amazing. Now, all of a sudden, he's having the success he's having, and now you're seeing people going, all right, well, this is okay to do this, which is the same groups that said restrict your hips and fire your hips. Now what these people are doing is they're saying, okay, let's now go up to the top, let your hips turn and your shoulders turn, stay there, come down, hit the ball, then don't put any stress on your lower back. What's interesting about Tiger, he has less X factor, less resistance relative, more hip turn. His club head speed's about what it was clear back in 2001, 2, and 3. It's a little less, but he's one of the longer hitters on tour. Now, the other thing I would tell you to do, go to a YouTube that he did at the Dell at the tournament a couple weeks ago, and just interview Tiger Woods. Here's what he said. They asked him about his golf swing and what he's working on. And he says, well, I've always trusted my hands. My hands have always driven my swing. He says, now, yes, I've worked on different mechanical things and positions and body motions, but when it came down to it, I always trusted my hands because my hands were my only connection with the club, and my hands told me what to do. And he said, and by the way, your hands and arms tell your body what to do. Now, this is Tiger Woods. Now, what you're going to see, because Tiger now is saying it's okay, you're going to see people start gravitating that direction, which is interesting over my career to watch how swings and swing methods tend to gravitate the direction that some of the best players are. So all of a sudden that becomes the blueprint for success, what some tour players doing that's now winning, not necessarily the case. So be really careful with that. But relative to Tiger again, and a lot of the websites and what's going on, everybody's starting to understand that if you swing this incorrectly, you put abnormal forces on your body, I don't care if you're 22 or 72, the potential for injury goes off the charts. So how do we get to the point where we don't have to do that? It's all in just basic fundamental how your body and your joints create force, and how that momentum of the club's going around you and how you naturally accelerate it with the least amount of effort and the least amount of compensations in your body. It's pretty simple. In my world, it's called magic, which is the invisible swing. How do you practice what you can't see? Once you understand what you're trying to do, it doesn't have to be that detrimental to you physically. Tiger's starting to figure it out, and I'll tell you, his injury might be the best thing that ever happened to him, because now he's not forcing himself into positions. He's figuring out how to swing the club where it doesn't put pressure on him. He might be around for 3 or 4 or 5 more years at a real high level. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for regular updates and tips. Thanks for watching.